I ran across some news this morning, and it talked about well, the title of the article, and we'll link to the show notes. It's from 9 to 5 Mac. App Store ratings broken as your 4-star review could hurt a developer. And I thought that was interesting because you and I talked about it on our way back from Deep Dish Swift on the drive, and it goes into how do we want to prompt our users or nag our users to rate and review the app. And I'll just quote from the article quick here. Review prompts are the difference between a great app getting 5 positive reviews and thousands of positive reviews. I would never recommend to a developer to not implement the APIs. It's the App Store editorial suicide for most apps, since Apple tends to only pick things up when they have that body of review data. So what I read just from that one little paragraph is like, you need reviews to get your app featured by Apple. I've never had an app
Are we
featured
talking
by
about
Apple.
ratings, like click the star button, or actually reviews, type out words?
Well, it said, if you go on in the article, it talks about how a 4-star rating ends up being a negative review. And if you take it from the standpoint that 3 being the default rating, meaning the app performed as expected, I'm reading the article here, 4 being better than perspective, and 5 being perfect. Like there's nothing you can do to make this app better, which I always thought, like,
See,
is it really perfect?
I personally don't think that's true at all. I actually had a rule for a while for my kids that they were not allowed to download anything with less than 4.5 stars because it was usually garbage. So I think, 4.5 is the baseline, honestly. And I think it gets that way because of the way apps prompt people. I mean, I believe it's still against Apple's rules, but what they usually do is they say, "Hey, how do you like our app?" And if you say, "Oh my God, I love it," and they say, "Well, we'll rate it here for us," and you say 5 stars, they go, "Oh my God, that's awesome. Would you like to rate it on the App Store also?" And then you get 5 stars on the App Store, and oh, a review would really help us. And hopefully you do that. But if you say anything less than 5, they usually will say, "Oh no, what's the matter? What could we do differently?" Maybe put in a little box for you to type something, but definitely don't send you to the review prompt. And so
Interesting.
and so
Right.
that's why, everything that's, you want to be that's why everything's almost, in that 4.5 and up if it's any good.
Right, right. I actually never thought about that. But you say Apple doesn't, they prevent those kind of patterns?
I think that that is not in within the terms of their App Store review guidelines.
Right,
I think
right.
they'll call that like gaming it or something.
Sure. Yeah. Or you're filtering out negative reviews. So you never even prompt that. But anyway, I thought it was an interesting article about how, if you have a 4.1 star rating on the App Store, any 4-star review is going to decrease that average. So, in other words, leaving a 4-star review is essentially leaving a negative review, which, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with a 4-star review. Actually, at this stage of my apps, I'd be happy with any review or users. But yeah, that's another matter. Anyway, it's an interesting article about is the rating system kind of broken? Should they switch to a thumbs up or a thumbs down rating, which I think is they talk about with maybe Facebook switched to that model years ago. Netflix is what they cite in 2017, and YouTube switched to that thumbs up, thumbs down back in 2009. So maybe the 1 to 5 star rating system is out of date.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe so.
that's
Huh.
my
That's
news.
interesting.